everybody, welcome back to another edition of Pardon the Distraction, where I am with two other people who did not know you could use oversized dildos as personal safety devices. This is Pardon the D. Welcome, my co-host. It is the Lost Drake and this week's guest, Stormbreaker.
Not to be confused with Thor's hammer, but he's just as good looking.
Yes, there we go.
Thanks.
There you go.
I was trying to think of something that would be obnoxious and also questionably appropriate.
Well, look, it's just.
But they do work as a billy club, and it's the most ridiculous thing because who's going to really yell at you for?
So I'm just going to totally sidestep right into your intro. So have you seen that movie Everywhere, Nowhere, and I can't ever remember the name of the title, but it's
no.
Okay. So it's basically about the multiverse, but it's got God damn it, I can't remember any of their names. So it's the mom from Shang-Chi. Mom from Shang-Chi, and she's the main, but basically she gets pulled into this multiverse where her daughter is basically the bad guy. And
yeah, I've seen a trailer.
Yes. So there is a scene where she actually uses a big black dildo as multiple nunchucks and literally kills people with it. It's actually pretty entertaining. So, you know, it kind of went into something I was just watching. You need to watch it. It's pretty funny. It's weird as fuck, though. You're like, what the fuck is going on? You're like so confused, but it works. It's pretty good. Now I need to look up and see what the actual name of it is.
The irony is I have a weird story about it too, but I don't know if it's appropriate to share on the show. Like,
does it involve a dildo?
Okay, so we had a big white elephant. Okay, we're gonna do this anyway. So back in this is like 2003, we had a white elephant party with a bunch of my friends, and so I ended up getting this.
Oh, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is the name of the movie.
Got it. Okay, I'll make sure to remember that.
Yeah, it's hard.
So this thing is like this big, this long. It's got a suction cup on the bottom. So I had lived in this house. It was 100 plus years old at the time, and I had lanterns over everything so that because the power whenever it would blow, they had the big ceramic. That's not important. So I suction cupped it onto the one that hung over my front door, and people would never notice it coming in. But then when they left, they'd always just be like, what is that? And why is it there? Just to see if you'll notice it. So it was Pride one weekend, and my friend Jared was getting chased up in Northwest Portland by a bunch of guys who were screaming homophobic crap at him and wanted to beat his ass. And I'll be honest, Jared's got a mouth on him, so he probably mouthed off to begin with. But he came running around. He calls me on his cell phone. He's like, dude, these guys are chasing me. I need you to unlock your front door. I thought, please don't try and commit a hate crime in my neighborhood. So I reached up and grabbed it off the lantern. Jared comes flying around the corner, and I could hear this dude screaming, and it was instinctual. He lunged at me, and I just thwack. You never realize how
in the head with a dildo.
Oh yeah, he had a big old strawberry put in the side of his face. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is even more ironic because it's a hate crime type of thing where the guy's chasing him and then you smack him in the face with a dildo. So that's kind of interesting.
Cops got called, and the cop shows up, and he says, and you hit him with what?
Assault with a dildo.
I went to hand it to him, and he's like, no, I said, it's never been used. I said, literally just sits in a lantern.
New, yeah, that's amazing.
And he turns around to the guy and says, here's the thing.
Good door stopper.
I'm not going to write this up because honestly, you don't want me to write this up.
That's what you call a cock blocker.
Unless you want it public knowledge of what you got hit with and then why you got hit with it. Because otherwise, you're guilty of a hate crime and you got hit with a dick. And all of his friends were like, dude, let's just go. Dude, let's just go. Dude, let's just go.
Self-defense, am I right?
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Nicely done. Yeah.
Yay!
So I don't know why that story was important. It really wasn't. But anyways, yeah. No,
so Xbox and Bethesda, right?
Yeah.
Which brings us right into our next
topic. Video games.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
first of all,
we all get hard for video games. Before we get into that
topic, let's talk to our guest here real quick. We've got Stormbreaker here. You've been around for quite a while, sir. Welcome to the show. What are you up to?
Thanks. I'm in the middle of a move right now. You can't tell now because I put my this cool screen thing up. But I just have boxes everywhere, and I haven't really fully unpacked yet. My schedule's all whacked out since I've just been kind of like doing a lot of construction on the house and stuff. So it's just been getting it livable. Like we just got hot water yesterday, so we're moving right along.
That's important.
Yeah, so that's basically the big thing going on with me. But
you can just move to Arizona. You'll have hot water all the time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, by sitting it
I actually don't
outside.
mind the dry heat in Arizona.
Yeah,
I like
Arizona heat is amazing. Like I try to compare it. Like everybody's like Texas is so hot, and I'm like it's not.
The humidity that kills you.
It's the
It's the humidity.
Yeah.
It's the humidity
Walking-
that gets you.
Walking from the Westin to the convention center in Dallas, you get there and you're just sticking. Everything is sticky. You're pulling it off of you.
Yeah,
Like,
it's gross.
oh, and then you stand in front of an air conditioner, dry off, and then you're salty.
No, yeah.
Yeah, from
It's
Texas to Florida, all the southern states there, like humidity, I just don't like it.
And there's a
Out
lot of
west,
people in
it's just
Texas
hot.
that are salty.
Yeah.
Too much? Not enough? Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I had to throw it in there a little bit. All right, sorry. You know what?
Oh,
That's
my
my
God.
daily bash of Texas, all right? I mean, it's either Texas or Nebraska. I got to make fun of one of the two.
Oh my God,
All right.
that is awesome.
So,
So as far as your streaming has been going, when are you coming back full time? What you've been playing lately?
Full time. Hopefully this week. Hopefully I'll be getting more into a schedule. I know my manager Dan's gonna be harping me into coming up. He's like, now you're finally moved and all that stuff's done. So let's now
get back to work. Yep. Back to work.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I need to just get kind of things together. I've been getting more and more into RP because I feel like it's fun doing improv and stuff like that. Like I've been like Duke of Flukes kind of pushed me into it.
Oh, you mean
And,
like GTA RP?
Well, I was, and now he talked me into applying, and I just got into Wild RP, so I'll be doing some of the Red Dead RP. So that would be
Nice.
fun. I like
Give
the
yourself a
improv.
southern
I like-
accent.
yeah, I feel like it's more content driven than just streamer driven because it's a lot of people are just streaming, and it's like anyone can play a game on camera and stream, but create content. So I'm trying to hold myself a little bit more accountable. I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes I get caught into autopilot just playing shooter games because I love playing shooter games.
Yeah.
And I feel like the RP stuff will kind of help push me into the creative a little more again, and just create moments and funny things that people want to see. That's more original. We'll see.
I have struggles with that because then I want to become multiple characters at once, and it's yeah.
I know you would do so good at that though. That's why you're just
It's
like don't
literally
take it too far.
Yeah.
I would take it way too far.
It's like
That's why I have so many
multiple
voice
personality
changes.
disorder.
Yeah. So I have so many voice changers. I have like all the different personalities. You just kind of got to go with it.
Yeah. So all right. So cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm just happy to be back, man. Hopefully
Yeah.
I'll be getting some games in with you guys. I know I definitely want to play Rainbow again with you, DJ, soon.
Oh yeah. Get into some
Like, I don't
siege.
know what all you play, Drake, but I mean,
I look. So look. There's only 5 games I don't play.
okay.
Here we go.
Grand Theft
Here.
Auto,
Okay.
Minecraft,
Okay.
Rainbow Six. Because
Ouch.
I
That's okay.
look, it's not Rainbow Six to me. Rainbow Six to me is Vegas. Like I love that
Okay.
Rainbow Six.
Vegas was awesome.
It was amazing. This new turd goblin of a fucking game, I can't stand it. I hate Rainbow Six Siege.
Wow.
I can't stand it. I think the graphics are shit. The play is garbage. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" I literally go on rants about this all the time because people try to defend it to me, and I'm just like, I have tried to play it. I played it with groups. I played it with pros. I hate it. I can't stand it. It's so
I have
boring
one
to me.
thing to say.
I
have one thing to say.
And you know what? If you like it, that's fine. If you
I
like it,
just-
that's fine.
I would be playing more Valorant, but I don't like the CS:GO Bloom or not. Like I don't like the Bloom style.
Yeah.
and that's why I've always gone back to Rainbow Six Siege. I wish there was a 5v5 where it was just the
Yeah.
recoil and not gun bloom.
Well,
And
it's
then
gonna.
I would probably move on, but Rainbow seems to be the only one that like has that.
Well, and there's, I mean, honestly, like we're about ready to get bombarded with some new first-person shooters, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. Well, obviously, with the big Valorant news today or yesterday with the showcase, and that's huge in itself. Just Valorant and all the League of Legends games and all the Riot games coming to Xbox. That's huge. Like Xbox, it like and free. Which is also another thing. And we'll talk about that. But yeah, and the only other game that I really just these are the last 2 farming simulator games in general. I can't do them. Nope, can't do them. And Call of Duty Zombies. If you even say the word to me, I literally get triggered. My eye starts twitching. You should ask DJ about my experience.
Oh
we
yeah,
literally
no,
made
he
it.
fucking hates
We made
it.
we
He
made a
fucking
bet.
hates it.
We made a bet on live stream, and I'm like, you know what? And I just made some random number. I'm like, if we had 150 subs, by the end of the stream,
Oh, no.
and fucking, 150 was hit in 10 minutes,
so
dude.
hilarious.
I was like, fuck, dude. I was so mad. And then DJ's like, I guess we're playing. And then so we played, and this was my face the entire time. I fucking
He was so salty.
Dude,
he was saltier than Ninja.
I'm like, this is stupid. Yeah, it was bad.
It was hilarious.
I hated it every moment of it. So those are mainly my main categories of games I don't like, but I play everything else. Like obviously, like I play Destiny. I've actually kind of put Destiny on a back burner because we were playing The Quarry, which that game is amazing, by the way.
The game looks scary.
It's so 186 different endings. So you can literally.
I feel like they plan out every death of every character.
So basically the way it's set up, and I'll just kind of go into it quick because I don't want to dive into this too much, but the game is really cool. So me and 5 other content creators all started it at the exact same time. We're playing through. We weren't watching each other's streams, but we had each other's tabs up, and we were like, "Hey, where are you at?" And we were all in voice together, and we're playing, and everybody started playing. But depending on the choices that you make, it's just like a Telltale game or anything else. But the choices in this game are so minute. Like you can just agree with somebody in a conversation and it will completely alter the rest of the game. Something you do, like one of the very beginning, you can either take the spark or take the rotor out, or you can cut the brake line of a van so you don't leave the campground. And by doing that, it totally altered my story. And there was one part where I took the rotary.
It altered your story because it's called a head-on collision.
Well, no, because you don't even leave with that vehicle.
Oh.
It's so you get stuck at the camp. It's the reason why you get stuck at the camp.
I thought that would be more entertaining if you tried to drive and hit a tree.
So like this jock type guy, God damn it! But this jock type guy is trying to spend an extra day with his girlfriend because they're like on the rocks. So he tries to like sabotage the trip so they don't leave. And then David Arquette is in it. He's one of the main people in it. And it's all famous people. Like every single one of they're mocapped, every single one of them. And have you seen the show Runaways, the Marvel Runaways?
Okay.
So the chick that has the dinosaur, she's one of the main characters. And like there's just so many other characters, and they're all main people. Like all main people. So it's really cool. Like you play through it, and it's very supernatural, very weird, and you're like, what in the hell is happening? It starts off with like ghosts, and then there's werewolves there. It's fucking weird, dude. It's weird. But yeah, you're basically stuck in a camp, and it's like Crystal Lake on crack. I mean, I keep saying that reference, but it's the truth.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really good.
There's probably
Try
a scenario where everyone dies, and it's just like,
well, there is an achievement where everyone dies, and then there's an achievement where everybody lives, and then there's an achievement if you have half of them live, if you have all the females stay alive, if you have all the males stay alive. Like,
what?
They have all these different. It's really cool. And then there's like, there's also one where you can actually. There's an achievement where if I won't ruin the story, but if one of the things happen in the game specifically. Because there's like these sequences where you have to hold your breath. And if you don't hold your breath a long enough period of time, or you don't do it at the exact same time, and you let go of your breath, the creatures will hear you and attack you and kill you. And you'll lose your characters even sooner than you would if you made the decisions.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, and then you get these tarot cards, or tarot cards that you can find that are secrets. And the cards, you can see the future if you get the cards, so that will also give you a depicting of how you can make a choice.
Wow.
So if you get all 4 of the cards in each level, like you only get to pick one, but you only get to pick one. So it'll put 4 on the table, but you can only pick one. And so if you pick the one, the next time if you play through again and you pick another one, you're going to get a completely different outcome. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
So yeah, it was pretty neat. All of us were enjoying it. It's awesome for the community because they love like, oh my god, do that, do this, and then they kind of get to pick. But some of them are quick action too, so you got to like move the thumbstick, and you're not paying attention. Every time I went to go take a drink, this fucking game. Every time I go take a drink, I'm like, all right, it's in a cinematic. I go take a drink, and all of a sudden it's like, push up. And I'm like, fuck, and I fuck it up, and then I trip over a rock, and then I get mauled by a beast, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. It pissed me off, dude. I was getting so mad. I was like, and everybody's like, you tripped on the rock? How did you do that? I'm like, I was getting a drink. I don't know.
Because reasons. All right.
Yeah, but anyway.
Well, let's head over to the second part.
Yes.
Do you want to introduce this?
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday was the equivalent of the digital version of E3. Of course, E3 is coming back next year, which I'm super excited for. But it was the Xbox Bethesda showcase. Microsoft Gaming showed off over 30 upcoming games in a 95-minute press conference that are all going to be playable within the next 12 months. And the majority of them, for the first time, used in-game footage instead of just relying on cinematics, which previously has been an issue that a lot of people have brought up. You show us a cinematic, but not what the actual game footage looks like. And they did a lot. So
and every game that I think they announced was on Game Pass.
Yeah, and Game Pass has been such a huge part of that.
Yeah.
And especially now with it being cross-platform PC, so many games are coming to those, so they are appealing to every gamer, which is impressive.
And also 2 days before this press conference, they announced officially that there's now going to be a TV app that you can download on Samsung and just hook up your Xbox controller. You don't even have to own a console now. As long as you have good internet, you hook up your Xbox controller straight to your smart TV. Boom, you've got an Xbox Series S or X.
We're literally waiting for that to come out so that we can replace our TV upstairs.
Yeah, it'll be amazing because that will save. Think about it. Like for me or you guys, like we have an Xbox in our room, right? Or we upstairs, so we don't have to buy a console for every fucking room.
I mean, I have a console up there, but I use it for
I do
DVDs.
too. I have 6 Xboxes in my house.
I have a 1S up there that's been our DVD player forever because you can play DVDs, in 4K. I was like, fuck it. All right.
I like the S because it's compact because you can take it on trips. Like you can just throw that in your bag and you're good.
Yep.
It's nice. But
all right. Do we want to cover all 30 of them, or do we want to cover some of the ones that we thought were really impressive?
We should probably go over the highlights. A lot of the indie games. I mean, obviously, if you guys want to reference a lot of this, you guys can go to all your favorite sites. IGN did a big, they're doing the Summer of Games right now, and they're covering all of that as well. They also have a bunch of other places you can go to, literally they're everywhere. I mean, you can even go on Twitch right now. You can go on YouTube. All the trailers are up. You can look at everything that we're discussing right now. And this will be live later today. I'm planning on editing it so it's up quick so everybody can see it. So you guys will see it probably in the next couple hours from this recording right here because we're doing this about midday. But there was a lot to talk about. I mean, there really was a lot of stuff that really surprised me and shocked me because the acquisition hasn't even gone through fully yet is the Activision and the Blizzard stuff. Like I was actually shocked and surprised we saw any of that. We saw Overwatch 2, Diablo. Yeah. Like those two are two of their biggest franchises. And then one thing that I was kind of shocked that we didn't see anything on was Call of Duty. But PlayStation pushed Call of Duty, which is kind of weird to me that they didn't even talk about Call of Duty. And you know what? Like a lot of people are excited about this Call of Duty because it's Modern Warfare 2, and I even said that I'm probably going to play it. And I can't believe I'm even saying that because I've been on a hard boycott ever since the Activision stuff and the employees being treated like shit. And I had friends that worked at Blizzard, and so I literally been on a boycott with them for a while. But Modern Warfare 2, now they're being purchased by Xbox, I think that is going to be a huge thing for a lot of gamers, and the fact that it's going to be free on Game Pass. We're going to get all these games for free on Game Pass, and
I want the campaign. That's all I care about.
Well, and word for you guys too, just so you guys know, I've already heard this from numerous sources, people who actually worked at Activision. I'm not going to give any names because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. So I'm giving you guys some inside scoop right here. This is actual facts, and actually has been shown to me, and I've seen it. The campaign itself actually isn't a remake of Modern Warfare 2 that everybody thinks it's going to be. It is a prequel and a post game of everything that we played. There's going to be flashbacks to the game that we played back in the early 2000s. But when did Modern Warfare 2 even come out? 2007, 8? When it came out around then, right? Right around there?
Let me check.
Yeah. We'll let you look that up while we're talking about it. But those games, like the Modern Warfare series, were always my favorite. That and Ghost, and a lot of people get mad about Ghost with me, but I actually liked Ghost. I hated the Black Ops series. I hated them. I could not say I liked the stories, but I hated except the new one. That one was weird. But
all right,
go ahead.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 actually released November 10th, 2009.
2009.
Close.
So it was close. Yeah. So I was almost on the marker there. But even so, we're almost 11 years later. You know, 11 years since that game came out, and that's when Call of Duty really started getting controversial. Because you think about Modern Warfare 3 with the airport scene right after 9/11 and all that.
Yeah.
Like everybody was still like, "Whoa, what do you mean? What are you doing?" Like that like and that was still fresh. It was still like in the 10, 12 year marker, you know? So it was like, you know.
Yeah. And but I have to hand it to them. It was brilliant to put it, not only a warning in there, but an option to skip it without sacrificing any of your potential achievements.
Yeah.
And just kind of going through it. I've played, whenever I played through it, I still do it. However, I don't shoot anybody.
What? You just stab everybody?
Oh no! Like the airport scene, you could just walk around.
In the airport scene, I was like,
anybody.
if I'm going to play this, I'm going to play it the way I would have to play it, and I'm just not shooting anybody.
And I thought it was interesting that I killed everybody.
Oh my god, dude!
I literally murdered everybody. I didn't care. I went through it. I was murdered.
The ones you didn't.
Yeah. I literally.
And Drake's just coming and cleaning up.
Yeah,
Jesus.
DJ's like, I didn't kill anybody because literally everybody was already dead because I went through first.
There you go.
Sorry, it's a game. And that's one thing that I just want to say here too. Like video games are video games. Real life is real life. Don't do that in real life. But in video games, it's fun to murder and kill everybody.
It came out within a year of the 360s
right now.
Of the 360s release. So they're all writing about this. This is what happens. No, it's not what happens because tons of people play Madden. Do you see them playing football? No. Shut up. Jesus.
I mean, there's actually more people likely to play football.
I play Forza. Do you see me driving? No.
Yeah.
Of course not. Jesus. Yeah.
We should take cars away.
I mean, we
racing their cars to video games.
I mean, you did pet and kind of hump that McLaren in the mixer booth back in the day. So, I mean, does that count?
I mean,
because technically you rode the McLaren.
I wasn't there for that, but
I blush right now. He's like, wait, don't tell that story.
I displayed my affection and appreciation and passion for a precision driving machine, an absolutely exquisite piece of art. It is no different than when I licked that.
And that exhaust pipe never was the same.
No. What was the car that I licked? It was the Alienware wrapped car in like 2016,
oh God,
2017.
Dude.
Oh, it was the Bugatti.
That was cool.
It was a Bugatti Veyron. Yeah. It was a Bugatti Veyron boutique edition. And I walked up and the guy was like, "Do you want to get in?" Because it was before the show opened. Because I was working in another booth, and I was streaming in another booth. He says, "Do you want to get in?" I was like, "No, and don't ever offer it to me." It's like, okay, what? Why? He closes the door. I said, "First of all, this is literally a multi-million-dollar car. Okay. 2, I know that
by the way,
keys aren't in your pocket.
Watching, this stands for car. Yeah. It's not strangling babies. It's car.
It's not.
I know that the keys are. I know the keys are in a lockbox behind that desk, and I know that by the time you get there, I can get in, lock the doors, and get naked before you can get the keys.
That's just because you had baby oil on.
And he said, "Why would you do that?" I said, "Because I want every part of my body to touch a $1.1 million car." And he's like,
imagine his boss being like, "How did you let this happen?"
Right? Yeah. So I was thinking ahead and preparing for the situation. Like, all right, here's the thing. And he said, "Do you want to take a picture of it?" I said, "Yes." And he goes to take a picture, and I just literally laid my tongue on it. And he took the picture and looked at me, and I said, "It's fine. It's fine."
DJ, I think you were the reason why Mixer closed.
And
that was the lawsuit.
He said, "What did $1.1 million taste like?" I said,
"Dirt, regret."
Tastes fantastic. Like grapes. No. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've had a lot of coffee today. Like 3 cups already. So. Well. All right, let's get on to the game. Let's get on to the game. So let's start talking about some of the games.
There we go.
First one I want to bring up is this new game called Redfall. Redfall's based on it's got a lot of different elements in it. Great art style. I thought the FPS feature was great, but also their depiction of vampires was unique.
Yeah.
And the powers
very
in
supernatural.
Yeah. But a lot of claustrophobic spaces. So I thought it was like a combo between BioShock and a couple of other games.
It's like a Dying Light version of like vampires. In a way.
Yeah, it was interesting. I thought it was. I'm looking forward to it because I love scary games. I think the vampire element is really neat.
No more zombies for a while, please. Let's do vampires, werewolves, anything else. Just no more zombies. I'm over
I
it.
felt like it was a totally different game after the trailer ended. Like I was like when I first started, I was like, okay, this is one of those first-person scary games.
Right, yeah.
Except, wow, she has a weapon though, so it's kind of interesting because it feels like I'm in a scary first-person game, but with an FPS aspect.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, and they have superpowers, and I was like, oh my god, they're just
it just kept
everything right now.
Yeah,
it
cranking
just kept
up.
changing, man.
Yeah.
So
Just kept one
and it's 4-player co-op, which makes me very, very happy, dude, because I am so over these 2-player co-op games and 3-player because, like, as a content creator, telling somebody they can't play because, oh, sorry, it's 3. Like, why?
Well, the things we can do together,
4-player.
Yeah, the things we can do together as 4 players, all streaming the game at once, will be hilarious.
That's called an orgy.
So hilarious. That is streamer sex right there.
Streamer orgy. Streamer orgy.
4G.
Yeah.
Like
a sorgy? Nice. What'd you say?
A 4G. It's like an orgy, but with 4 people. It's 4G. I have issues. So, all right, coming up next to
you said 4G, and I was like, wait, what? I had to stop, like, and
4G.
think about it for a second.
It's not just for your phone anymore. Okay. I mean, a 5G
Sign
is just
up for 5G
way too many
for
people.
T-Mobile. There you go.
All right, Jesus.
You can sponsor us now. It's fine.
All right, let's talk about High on Life. Squanch Games, the creators of Rick and Morty, created a game called High on Life, where your weapons talk to you and you're battling all sorts of different life-size ants. Everything from guns to knives that are talking.
Was weird.
It's bonkers, but I love it. Absolutely love it.
And they're adding the sex dragons, which I was very happy about it. Speaking of orgies, they're adding the sex dragons to it. Anything with dragons I like, but I saw a glimpse of its tail in the background, and then I went on and looked in the forums page, and they literally were like, yeah, the sex dragon will make an appearance. I'm like, yes! Yeah. Because that's like one of my favorite episodes,
Definitely be an M for Mature game. It's coming out in October of 2022. Also a day 1 Game Pass entry. Make sure you've got your Game Pass for PC, or Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions up to date. You don't want to miss this shit.
Is there just a regular... Okay, so weird question, because I don't know, because I've had, I think, Game Pass Ultimate since it was first announced, and I think I've had it paid off for like 6 years. I don't even know at this point.
They gave me years of it.
They gave me years of it. So when we were on Mixer, like, we got all those free ones for, you know.
Well, and I had it as a Microsoft employee. So,
we stacked them. So I don't even know. Is there just a regular Xbox like membership?
There is Game Pass, and that is good for your Xbox.
Just for Xbox, but the Ultimate is for PC.
No, there's Game Pass for PC, which is for people who are just PC players. Then there's Game Pass Ultimate, which covers your PC and covers your Xbox all the way around. I
think eventually they're just going to get rid of all of them, just condense it, and just Xbox Ultimate, because if they're going to be going cloud and everything else, like, it's just, you get everything. Here you go.
Yeah, here's the thing. One low monthly price.
You pay a little bit more. You pay an extra $1. You get it on everything. Okay, cool, sweet. $17 a month. All right, cool. I get it on my TV upstairs, Xbox downstairs, and I can play it on my PC. Cool, sweet. Yeah, I like a Game Pass. And surprisingly enough, you know what launched today?
Yeah.
The brand new PlayStation service launched today. And they sent me an email today, and I have it paid out for 2 years, because, you know, that's just the way all these things, like, when you're a content creator, you don't even think about those memberships because you do them forever. Yeah. And you're just like, I need them, so here you go. Here's my year card, whatever, right? So they bumped me down. They didn't even give me the middle package or the top. They bumped me down to essentials. They didn't even give me because I had it prepaid, they gave me the essentials. So I don't get any of the other stuff unless I upgrade for an additional $25 a month. And I'm like, fuck you guys. And not only that, you don't get shit for games. Like, why would I ever do that? I already own all the games that they're giving you for free. So it's like...
Yeah. And to put this in perspective, when it comes to comparing those two, you look at the number of games that are included with what they're doing, and then you look at Game Pass. Yeah. Game Pass has over 430 games just for Xbox console.
I think they said 600 yesterday.
Yeah, well, that was
600.
That's going to be the total final by the end of this year.
Yeah, by the end of this year, yeah.
So, because there's 250 Windows PC games, and that number is increasing as they're porting it over. So, you know, and we get to play things that were on Xbox and Xbox 360. Like, I remember one of my first games that I ever played, aside from Halo, was Black. Do you remember that game, Black?
Oh, God, dude, I love that game.
You had to be sneaker, first person.
That game was so good.
Oh God, it was incredible.
Everything was destructible too.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
blow
You could
all that shit up.
Blow everything up. Yeah, which is
Yeah.
perfect for me because I kill everybody.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Next game. Let's talk about the next one coming up. So, one of the games I've loved since the beginning was the Dishonored series, which I thought was incredible. And so they came out with a game called A Plague's Tale Requiem.
Yeah.
And it reminded me so much of Dishonored.
Yeah. It does. It does have weird with like supernatural, like hide and stealth. It's like one of the only stealth games left.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And it was the rats that ticked me off. I was like, oh my God, that's really wicked. How are they doing that? So I'm kind of excited to play that because you have like, I want to see what you got to be quiet. You got to be stationary, but yeah, there's rats.
Yeah. Yeah. Rats. Lots of rats.
I like that dark, gory craziness.
Well, it's also during what? Like it's during the time of the Black Plague. So that's why there was rats. Yeah. Like you learn how to control them because you were like trapped or something. I only played the beginning one briefly, but I always wanted to finish it.
The first Plague Tale?
Yeah, I wanted to play it, but I never got a chance to.
Yeah.
I own it. I just never got a chance to get back around to it because, that back catalog of games that are sitting there right now. That's why this week, I'm starting Horizon from the beginning on PS5.
Oh, wow.
I never beat it. I got through maybe like 10 hours and stopped. And so I have the whole first game, the DLC, and the new game all just sitting there. So I'm going to play them nonstop all this week. I'm not playing anything else.
How do you say you're a streamer without saying you're a streamer? Most of my games are not complete.
Right. I have like
Something
7
else came
games,
out, and I'm
dude.
like, fuck, we got to get this launched.
I have like 7 games right now. I have that new Final Fantasy, that Stranger in Paradise. I have Elden Ring. I have all these games that I'm on the last boss. Got frustrated, and I was like, fuck it, I'll come back. Elden Ring, that fucking space orca, that motherfucker won't die. I can't kill him, and it's pissed me off.
Yeah, I think I have 2 bosses left. I went on all the side stuff, and I got so caught up in it. I was like, I don't want to finish it yet, and then I just never finished it.
Yeah, that's what always happens. And then another game comes out, and you're on to the next one, or you have a sponsored stream, and you got to make money. So you're like, all right, cool, I'll do this, and then I'll come back to it, and then you never come back to it, and then your community's like, are you ever gonna finish that? Yeah, I'll get back to it.
Yeah,
that's literally how you see a streamer. You have like your Steam account, and you look at the library of all the uninstalled games.
Yeah.
It's just like,
so
many.
Speaking of Steam too, I just got my update for my Steam Deck. and
Dude,
I
still haven't got my Steam Deck.
So I reached out to them to find out when my quarter, because I'm the second wave. I don't get it until October for the second wave.
Is that when we're getting ours?
That's
when
when
I ordered out?
I just emailed them. I went on the support and put in a support ticket and was like, hey, what the hell's going on? When am I getting this thing? So I know when you're yanking $500 out of my pocket.
Also,
How do you know what games are able to play on there and what aren't able to play?
Well, it's increased every single month. That's why I'm like, at first I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get it. I'm going to cancel it. And then slowly they're working through it. And they also released Windows on it now too. So now that Windows is on it as well, that also opened up more opportunities. So yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's slowly but surely, but I think still the anti-cheat is still like a big if it's got anti-cheat on it. But so because they can't have anti-cheat, but there are workarounds, but they don't prescribe that you do that. Blee blue, because that's any modder. Any modder
gonna open doors to Pandora for more cheaters if they
they're already
working around correctly.
Well, I saw on eBay too. People are selling them and they're completely modded out with every video game, all the way up to every they modded them out, put like a 4 terabyte SD card in it, and just like every game in existence is on it. Because they built in a Raspberry Pi is what they did.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Okay. So,
beautiful. It makes me kind of think about getting one. I'm still I was kind of just waiting because I was like, man, I don't know how many games are going to be on it.
I mean, pretty much it's your Steam library for the most part,
That'd be amazing.
Well, hopefully, and that's the key right there.
Weird she.
But yeah, we got a bunch of other games too that Scorn was another one too. Scorn looks very dark, desolate, creepy.
Very scary.
Yeah. That game and the it starts with an A. It was kind of like a fantasy, almost like Elder Scrolls Avowed. Yeah, Avowed. I'm surprised we didn't see anything for that either. Like, I was really surprised we didn't see anything on that.
there were several things that I know have been talked about, and
They didn't show up.
yeah, over the last several years, like we saw a bunch of things that were put out in 2019, right before the pandemic. 2020's digital had some things, and then 2021's was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So it was kind of lacking, and then this year, it's interesting to see which projects are there, which projects haven't been updated, and to kind of try and navigate figuring out who's still in development and who ended up having to like cash out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Because there's a lot of projects that ended up dying because of the pandemic.
Well, two that I was very shocked that we didn't hear anything about was Hellblade 2, because my cousin is a voice actor for that game.
I'm excited for that one.
And
for sure.
And he is a voice actor for like one of the main characters in the game, so I'm super excited about that.
Nice,
and
dude.
and he is like Norwegian, Scottish, like full blood, like beard down to here. He looks like a fucking Viking. He's like jacked. Dude, he looks like he would chop your head off with a broadsword. Like he's nuts.
That's awesome.
But
that trailer of it looked amazing.
It
like,
literally the
teaser
best
trailer.
best graphics, hands down. That was actually in-game graphics too, which is even crazier. But then also too, like the fact that they didn't announce that or say when it was coming out, because that was supposed to be a Christmas last year with the launch of the Xbox, and now it's not even on the slate for this year, which is kind of weird, or next year, as far as we know. But also too, Fable. We didn't even get like any more teaser with that.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like, and that's the one that I think everybody was waiting for, is like Fable, because that's one of their big boys. Or Splinter Cell. Can we get that for fuck's sakes? Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
I want Splinter Cell back so bad.
Dude, Splinter Cell, man. Where is it?
But Splinter Cell Blacklist was the only one that I never completed because the shit in the plane confused the hell out of me. Games need to not go so far into the minutia of what you've got to farm, what you've got to unlock to get things. Like, make it a steady process. It's one of the reasons like I can't stand Rust or because sorry, your
survival games.
The process of having to organize everything in your fucking pack.
Like No Man's Sky,
nuts.
I literally wanted to bash my face into the desk.
Yeah. I wanted to pull all my hair out.
No. I feel like Starfield, which we'll talk about that because that's the big one.
Yeah, that's
Starfield. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I guess that is a perfect segue for it, but go ahead, DJ. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to talk about Forza, but let's go to Starfield.
Yeah. Well, but
I want.
Yeah. So
I just wanted to laugh about Forza for a quick second.
Dude, you should have saw my reaction yesterday to Forza. We'll talk about that, and then we'll go into Starfield.
Yeah.
But literally, Forza, I always get upset during these showcases because they focus so much fucking time on Forza. And it wasn't one Forza game, it was two Forza games. Literally half of that press conference went to Forza. And I'm like, can you show some other games? Like, yes, it's beautiful. Yes. Oh my God, it's the same fucking engine that you had last year and the year before and the year before. Okay, you upgraded to Unreal 5. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes, it's real-time environments. It's the same shit you have every year with a new track. Like, don't showcase it so much. I literally thought we broke free. You should have saw me. We were watching it all live, and we had it up on stream, and we were watching it, and I'm like, oh my God, they actually did it. They only just showed the trailer. And it blacked out, and it had the Xbox only on Game Pass. I'm like, yay, we don't have to watch Forza the whole thing. And then it fucking blacked out, took 2 seconds, and this year on Forza, I'm like, literally, I just screamed. I'm like, what in the fuck? I'm like, why? And then we were just sitting there and we're watching the same shit we watch every fucking year. New real dynamic lighting and new environment lighting and new ray tracing and new damage. It's like, dude, they've been saying it every fucking time.
Ray tracing does nothing more than lag your system out. Yeah.
Ray tracing is literally only good on console unless you have a 3090 or up. It doesn't mean shit. Like, straight up, ray tracing is only for a 3090 and up. And it's not even fully compatible with all games. Like, PCs will melt doing ray tracing. That's what happened with Cyberpunk and a lot of other games.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, it like, honestly, it's like, yes, I know it's beautiful. But I literally just sit there, and I was saying it during the whole press conference. I was like, no more Forza 20-minute videos. Nobody needs to see a fucking car go around a track 46 times. Like, yes, it's going to be beautiful. Yes, the Forza, people are going to love it. But it's just, there's so many other games out there to focus on. Like, and then right after that, which made it even worse, they go into Flight Simulator.
Okay, now, hang on.
Also a beautiful game, but if I want to play Flight Simulator, I'll go to Soarin' Adventure in fucking Disneyland California Adventure, and I can smell the grass. Cool, I did Soarin', I'm good. And then they slip it in at the end with the fucking pelican, and you're like,
right,
okay,
that
pull us back in, you fuckers.
Only thing that I thought was cool. Great. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Flight Simulator is fun, but now I get to go in it and explore the pelican. Hell yeah, I'm good.
It's limited, DJ. It's limited.
I will play that again.
You can be the Pelican, but it's only to certain areas, and it's only to the Halo levels.
I want to go space, but we'll see.
Well, no, you can't go in space. You can't go in space, yeah.
Okay, good. The one thing I want to say about Forza is that they've reset their naming convention.
What?
It is now just Forza Motorsport.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
The last Forza was Forza 7.
Oh yeah, that's true. They got
so
rid of the numbers.
So this should have been Forza 8, but instead they just killed the numbers, and it's now Forza Motorsport.
Yeah, so they're probably just going to continue the same game.
Yeah, they're starting back over and resetting the table.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
I was just like, okay, sure.
And not only that, did you also notice too in that trailer they said we brought back all the original maps from the original Forza, and I'm like,
yeah, because now that instead of having everybody,
yeah.
Well, and I'll tell you what most likely is the situation. Most likely. Because they want people to upgrade to this so they can go ahead and include all these maps and take down the old servers and shut them down so that they can stop having to host that. I mean, that's a lot of freaking money for an overhead on a company that's going to need to be able to make sure that they've got the right client-side bandwidth to be able to handle those older games on older systems, especially with 360 being twilighted out or sunset, whatever they want to call it.
Well, I mean, technically you get all the 360 on the consoles now, though. So, like, it's all in Game Pass. So,
but that's the thing. There's still people who are running 360s. There's still people who are running OG Xboxes.
True.
So, yeah, the original Durangos.
Inflation.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. So
older consoles.
Yeah.
Was the Scorpio edition? Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say, I'm glad that they're bringing the Hot Wheels edition back up to Forza Horizon 5. I remember when it came out for Horizons 3 and 4. It was awesome because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
By the way, that was also another bet of a game that they made me buy, and I had to play, and I hated life.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels. They made me buy the Hot Wheels game. The $100 one.
Baby.
I had to pay $100 and buy the $100 one with all the packs, and I'm like, I regretted every moment of it. Yeah, but, you know, I mean, it is what it is, but.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Starfield now?
Yeah, Starfield, man.
There's so many games. I don't think we're going to get to all the games.
I don't think we are either. But still, like, I mean, obviously, like, we can always do a follow-up and do more coverage because we still have the extended press conference, which is on Tuesday at 10 a.m., and we're going to talk about more of that probably next week, and we can follow up next week with the games that we may have missed. But yes, Starfield. Ugh.
Well, when we get into this, you know what really bothers me? I don't know about other people, but I've been
What really grinds your gears? I want to know.
Okay.
Sweaty palms?
I've been seeing a lot of these
leaking anuses,
game designers, a lot of these no-name game designers.
Yeah,
they're playing with Unreal Engine, the new Unreal Engine, and they're showing things that they're capable of.
Yep.
And the reason that's frustrating is because they're doing so much better of a job than some of these giant game corporations.
Yep.
And it's like, what are we missing here? Is like the hiring process completely?
I can already answer that question for you. You know what it is?
What?
The passion and the drive and the love for video games is with the smaller indie companies.
Yeah.
And they put so much love and effort and attention because they're gamers and they love it and they enjoy it. So they're like, oh, if I was a gamer, like I would love this and I would love this. When you have the AAA companies, they have to answer in a board meeting and they have to go through 40 fucking people before anything gets approved.
Yep.
And then after it gets approved, then they have to go to the financial department and say, hey, do we have the budget for this?
Yep.
Hey, do we have the hours to sit down and do this? And they're like, no, we don't. Cut it.
And you have to sit down with
a lot of these big businesses. They do the same thing as like these big government contractors where they're like, how much is it going to cost to build this road?
Yep.
And a small business could be like, oh, I'll build that road for you for this much.
Yep.
And then you'll have
because they're hungry. They want to work. Yeah.
They'll be like, that's $1 billion to make that. And it's like, you're overpricing what it actually would be.
Yeah. It's like our gas prices right now. It's not actually that price, but they're inflating it just to so we pay it and they make more money and we starve and die because we can't fucking get to work.
Yeah.
And
the same
I do
thing.
want to point
pay off all their
yeah.
debt. All those big corps, they'll get to pay off their debt, so that's good for them.
And having worked in game development, I can say that the other side of the coin is answering to the PR department and sales, because you have to think about how can we market this? How can we sell certain elements or aspects of this game? How do we utilize marketable item placement in the game, or team up with the advertising department so that we can sell these marketable assets to a myriad of other potential investors who want to get involved and they want name recognition for the game. There's all these different things in these larger companies that are wildly long answered situations.
Oh, goddamn
they're
red
bored,
tape, DJ.
right? All the red tape.
Red tape. We got to get rid of it. That's why I keep thinking like the big games, they're a little bit more behind. I'm like, man, I've seen better graphics.
A flamethrower just melts the tape. Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people see that nowadays, and that's why they get so frustrated with these big games and the big releases, because
Call of Duty
it feels like common sense doesn't win.
Wow.
Which company are we talking about?
Call of Duty.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think honestly, I think we're all excited that Xbox took Activision and everything. I think we're all very happy to see it in better hands than what it was what it was previously. I honestly think the reason they're not harping on it so much right now is because I think they just want to kind of like wash that out, like let people reset their brains on other games, and maybe that's why.
Yeah, that makes sense. And plus, they'll probably. And not only that, but from what I have read online too, they're going to a 3-year cycle again. They're not going to force it down everybody's throat every year, which is good because, and I have a feeling that had a lot to do with Xbox taking over, because they're like, we're not doing this 1-year cycle rotation because it's losing the quality of the campaign, the multiplayer, and not only that, but from everything that I've read, the new Warzone, there's going to be Warzone 2, by the way, Warzone 2. And everybody that play Warzone 1 is super pissed because they're like, you don't want to just upgrade Warzone 1 because you can't. It's fucking broken. There is no anti-cheat. There is no stuff. They promised it.
All those skins you bought.
But that's exactly what they're doing, and that's why they're pissed, because they're leaving it up so that everybody can have that and still play it. But if the new one is coming out, it's all rebuilt in Unreal 5 with ray tracing and blah 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 blah.
What would be ideal? What would be ideal is if they appeased that whole problem. And I'll be honest, it is a decent reason to gripe about it. I mean, the players have a right to be a little bit twisted about this. So what would be ideal is them transitioning and transferring all of those purchases in with your account when you go from Modern Warfare 1 to Modern Warfare 2. All the skins that you had from that game, we're going to port those in, and then we'll have more shit you can buy in the new one. Because then those people who are just finally getting into a functioning game, the people who quit because it wasn't working right, because they were getting
here's
they're
the
going to jump in. That would be a brilliant idea for them to say, "Hey, we're sorry, but
because
here you go."
Skins. Here's the stupid thing: it's a microtransaction. Microtransactions do not cost shit. An initial build, and then everything after that is all profit. That's why microtransactions are so awesome for people who make games like Genshin and these other games where they can buy all these microtransactions, but the game is amazing. But that's how they make their money. They make it through microtransactions. They don't charge for the game updates or anything like that. All the games are free, but it's that free title that people don't think about it. And they're like, oh, I love it. And then they get all this stuff for free and they're like, awesome, right? So, and as long as it's not play to win, that's a big no-no. Yeah. Obviously, we learned that from Battlefront and multiple other games. So, but just in general, too, the other flip side of it, one thing that they could do is that microtransaction, right? Everybody that was on Warzone 1 that had all those skins and everything else, yes, they're not going to have those skins anymore because they're not going to rebuild all the old skins and put it in the new one. I mean, they may down the road, but right off the bat, they're not going to focus their efforts in that. That would take years just to do that, and the game would get delayed. But what they could do is give them a token.
What's beneficial,
literally give them a token when they log in. Hey, it's linked to your Activision account. These are all the things, the accumulated amount of stuff that you bought. You get 412 tokens, and you can just buy whatever the fuck you want.
That would be a great...
And then it's a transition right into the new game. They get their money's worth back. They get all the new stuff for free. They never had to buy anything. And then you know they'll eat it a little bit on the marketing and the cost of the skins and stuff.
It's a brilliant idea, and they're not going to do it.
Yeah. They're not going to do it because they're going to eat that initial cost, and they're going to lose out on all the initial skins, and then everybody's going to have those free ones
later.
But they might like, hey, thanks for playing on that. Now you guys can get like 20 free tokens. They're not going to give you 400, but like even me, like I bought stuff in Call of Duty, and I don't give a shit. I fucking hate the game. I hate
I thought
Warzone.
the game could have been one of the greatest of all time if they just would have had a better anti-cheat to it. I mean, the game literally, people still stuck around, even though the cheating was so bad, and yet people still stuck around, which tells you how great the game really was.
Well, I'll tell you where it is. And this is honestly a straight up call out on some of the bigger content creators, and this is the part that fucking pisses me off. You as a content creator have an obligation to this gaming industry to not support that bullshit. Yeah. And the fact that they kept going back and playing those games just so they can get an endorsement and some dollars.
When I saw Nick Merckx and Tim finally take a stand.
Well, they took a stand. They took a stand for a little while. Tim went right back to it. But as far as Nick Merckx, now he's just Apex. Right. And he plays Apex and he loves it and he's fucking killing it over there. And he's better off for doing that. But then like Tim and Doc and all these other people, they all fucking went right back to it.
Go back, even if it's just for the release.
And I honestly think Doc is just buying time until he creates his new game, and then he's going to push the shit out of it, because he got the new development company. Yeah, yep. That's his whole game plan. He's trying to develop his own money, and good for him, right? But
they literally blackballed him for everybody. Everyone pretty much dropped him. Yeah. So he was just like, all right, I'll go make my own then, because it's
Go DJ, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna, to bring it back in. Game director Todd Howard. Yeah, Todd Howard brought out this project that has been years, and I mean years and years in the making, which showed us so many different elements. There are elements of BioShock's not BioShock, of Borderlands in it. BioShock there's elements of BioShock. There's elements of Mass Effect.
Mass Effect, yep.
You get to not only
Skyrim even to me. Like
Skyrim, Fallout, Bungie,
the thing I wanted to,
everything.
Yeah. The thing that I loved and thought was so interesting, not only is there that farming element where you've got to pick up your pieces in order to make new stuff, but you can jump between first and third person. You have planetary exploration. You have the ability to customize not just your weapons, but your ship inside and out. There are bases, there are interactions. And the biggest part is how large it is.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 planets.
Yeah, 1,000 planets and moons and star systems. Yeah.
Like that's EVE Online level huge.
Yeah.
I was honestly impressed by the size of this venture, but also the amount of depth and the amount of creativity that they've gone into in creating this and utilizing a part system where you can fix and fashion things, but you get to make it your own. You get the opportunity to really individualize how you play the game and what you want to play in a game. Some people want a faster speeder. Some people want a giant, mecha, violent, armada of ships. There's different ways to play. Different people can play it. I thought that really appeals to the diversity of our player base.
Yep. And the customization, just not only on the ship and the and your actual character, like that character customization was insane. Like they only showed 30 seconds, and then they showed the ship customization and the fact that you can mix and match. Like, you can make the ship, and you know what it kind of reminded me of? Totally different graphics, but it kind of reminded me of like when you made your gummy ship in Kingdom Hearts. Like when you would put all those different pieces together and you'd make the gummy ship with Chippendale, and you could literally mix and match, and then depending on where you made the ship, when you sailed,
there were strippers in that?
Not strippers. Not strippers. But I know you couldn't get the thought of Chris Farley out of your head and Patrick Swayze. But besides,
getting Tatum, but okay.
No, it's Chris Farley. Don't lie. Everybody loves Chris Farley. Everybody loves those man boobs. So look, at the end of the day, though, like the fact that you could build it and you could put the engines on top or on the sides or on the front, and you could like change the cockpit positioning and then it just automatically comes together, and then it's animated and works. That build out system, that probably took forever to develop. Like that's so cool though, that all the different parts and pieces, the satellite dishes, the antennas, the cables, like it was pretty in depth. So I and then not only that, like all the different creatures and like monsters, and a lot of people hashtag No Man's Sky was trending today on Twitter because of that game, because everybody's like, this is what No Man's Sky should have been.
Yeah,
because
they definitely picked up on that one.
But it actually has a story. Because that was the one thing about No Man's Sky. It had no story. They just you start up the game and you're like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, I like having stories added, like a campaign.
Yeah, it has to have a campaign, man. You had to have a campaign.
I think on the ship simulator, it'd be funny if they had like when you're creating your ship, if they had like a grading system to like how shitty you made your ship or not. It's like this thing defies physics and will not fly. You suck.
Well, one thing that they would,
congratulations.
one thing they could do with that too, that would actually make them a lot of money. And if you're listening, you should probably do this, but it might piss people off, but it's the truth. They should do the same system they do in Forza, where you make your ship and then you could sell it for in-game currency.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Like the designs, then you could make the Pelican. You could make, fucking any flying ship. You could make the Normandy from Mass Effect and throw it in there. You know what I mean? And then people be like, because if somebody takes enough time to build something like a fucking Lego set, people are going to want it. They're like, I don't want to build it. I just want to buy it, Yeah. And, so that might actually be something really cool that they could implement down the road.
Make an NFT out of it or some shit.
Yeah. Well, no shit. At the day and age, everything's NFTs. But just also, too, like, is it multiplayer or is it only single player? They did not say. They never said. Is it multiplayer? Will you be able to play with friends?
Yeah.
Will it be online multiplayer PvP?
Better.
Or is it just going to be a single player campaign like all of their Fallout games? Well, except Fallout 76, which we won't even talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're not going to... I'll be honest, and the Fallout thing, it's like, you guys can go yourself. I don't care. I'm never playing another Fallout game again.
No, it's horrible.
After 76,
yeah, it was garbage.
Fucked up my ability to trust that company completely across the board. I was just like, no, you guys fumbled the ball so hard. I can't justify ever going back. But Sea of Thieves had an update, which looks amazing. Sea of Thieves always nails it. Rare is doing such an incredible job nailing what they do. And then we've got some other great games.
It'd be great if they brought back Conker's Bad Fur Day. Just saying. Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Diablo 4. Erebin Shadow Legacy Grounded is coming out with their
Finally
update.
Grounded.
Yeah.
Another survival game I can't stand.
Right? But the one thing I will say, I noticed there was a lot of 2D side scrollers.
Yeah, there was.
A lot of side scrollers this year.
Yep. Lot.
And there are people who love them and are really good at them. I am not one of those people. I respect the people who love it.
Wait, you didn't like Ori?
Ori I loved, but only because it was sad. I was terrible at it. I thought it was a brilliant way of storytelling.
The story was great.
The art style was what caught me.
Yeah.
Same thing with Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's
awesome.
got a great art style.
That's
they have great art
games.
styles. I just can't play it. But I will say my one observation about this: if your game is a top-down, if it is an MMORPG, if it is if it's a side scroller or an RTS, stop with the massive cinematic lead-ins that make it look like you're in a third or first person FPS, because you get all this hype like, oh my God, this looks amazing. And then none of it is there. None of it is in the game because you're top down and you've got little creatures. I'm like, what was the point of that cinematic?
I'll give you a prime example. That Bruce Lee looking game where he came crashing through the window and it looked all cyberpunky and he came through the window and he's fighting and it looked really cool. And then all of a sudden it's like this top down 8-bit like weird like card game and you're like, what the? It makes sense.
Turn-based strategy games. Your turn-based strategy games, I was like, no, stop.
Look, I like strategy games. Don't get me wrong. I like Civilization. I like those type of games, like the RTS strategy style games. I love those, but like those, I don't stream because they're boring as fuck to watch. At least I feel that way. So if I'm bored watching it, I'm not going to stream it. But I love playing like Jurassic World, like while I'm laying in bed and I'm building out a Jurassic Park, and that's cool, whatever. But I'm not going to sit there and watch some asshole can build a fence around dinosaurs for 6 hours.
Some people like seeing that, but I don't.
I don't get it either. I don't understand it. I think it's boring.
My attention span is so little as it is. Like I would.
That's how I feel about Minecraft. Like,
Minecraft.
God,
dude, I can't do it.
Of people that watch it.
Well, Minecraft Legends was announced too. What did you guys feel about that? The story-based like Legend Diablo style. I mean, they already kind of had Minecraft. What was the other one? The Minecraft Dungeons. Yeah. And that was like Diablo, and it was okay, and and I played it with some friends, and it was okay for like 5 minutes, and then I was just like, nah, I can't do it. I can't get over this pixelated bullshit. I can't do it.
I'll be honest. So when I was working at Microsoft, one of the things that I did was help with teaching the curriculum for getting kids into coding,
video games,
and you can use Scratch or Java to teach the kids coding, and they start building their own actions, their own activities, and seeing how it works. And I think that's incredible to get kids into that mindset and get them into that computer-based learning as early as possible, because that's how we get some of the best inventions, best creativity, and they're kids. Kids come up with wild things that a lot of times adults just aren't seeing because they're not there, and the kids will jump through hoops to get something to work, and they're like, hey, look what I did. And most people are like, how in the hell did you pull that off? So I think that Minecraft is great for that. I just can't. It breaks my brain. It's so basic. I can't do it. It drives me absolutely nuts.
Well, I told you.
But I get motion sick.
Well, not only that, because I get vertigo from it.
Yeah.
Which I have horrible vertigo, and I've had I get horrible vertigo from it. I can't even watch it. But not only that, but games like that and Roblox, dude, I think I told you the story.
Would you play Roblox with me?
No, DJ, did I tell you the story of why?
Roblox with Storm. I'm kidding. I don't have Roblox.
But no, for real though, did I tell you guys this is the reason why I have blacklisted that game in my house for my daughter? And for anybody that asks me about Roblox, I tell them, do not download it. Do not play it. Fuck that game. Fuck that company. And this is the reason why I say that. And you know, I never, ever say that about a company. I never say, fuck that company. I will tell you right now, the problem with that game is that there is no supervision and there is no guidance control on that game. They literally can have a sex game inside Roblox. And this is how I know. Let me tell you a story. So my daughter, okay, she was 7 years old, was fascinated with Minecraft and Roblox. We let her play it because, hey, it's a kid's game, right? You're a parent, and I am so protective of my daughter, and you know that better than anybody, DJ. Like, I watch everything. She's still on parental control, and she's 14. Like, I make sure she is, like, everything she's playing, I make sure I know what she's playing, and that's what a responsible parent's supposed to do when you're playing games. If they're playing a violent game, you should know what they're playing. If it has nudity in it, blah, 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 right?
It's that fuck around and find out mindset.
Yeah. So anyway, so we learned the hard way. So we let her play Roblox, and one day I walked in the room, and she like fumbled. She had a phone because she just had it for like communication purposes when she was at school. She fumbled her phone and dropped it. And I'm like, let me see your phone. What are you doing? And I pick it up, and I shit you not, dude. And this is, I felt like the worst parent in the world. And I'm sure other people have experienced this problem as well. So Roblox put her on a path of trying discoverability, of trying to figure out what the hell she was looking at. So in Roblox, she went into all these hidden rooms, and they were like sex dungeon rooms. And literally other Roblox characters banging other Roblox characters, and like tentacle porn and like weird shit, dude. And I'm not joking when I say this. So my daughter, who is 7, literally wanted to know what it was. If you're a kid, you want to know what you're looking at, right? So she went on Google. She started looking up stuff, and it led her to Pornhub. And I happened to walk in the room right when she was walking in there. And this and literally I have parental control somehow, but you know how she got on that website? Because it's blocked. It was blocked on her phone. She searched for Roblox, and it came up. Because they basically, animators were making Roblox sex videos and putting it in their game, and then they were sharing them on Pornhub. So she came across this, and I walked in, and immediately I was upset with her, but I was also upset with the situation. My wife completely lost her mind. She was like, what? You were grounded? Again, she's 7, you know, so it's like she didn't know, but like in the moment, you know, Nay was heated, I was heated. We were just like, what the hell? So
I can imagine, dude. That's ridiculous.
So for that reason alone, and I am not the first parent that's experienced this, where they'll go down that rabbit hole of trying to go find stuff in Roblox. And the worst part about it is Roblox put a statement out, oh, we make sure that we shut that down the second we find it. This one specific room that my daughter found was up for almost a year, and they never shut it down. So that means not only did my daughter see it, but all these other kids saw it, and that's too young. And when I say that it was stuff,
well, it's inappropriate across the board.
DJ, you know me, and you know that I have a twisted personality, and I literally laugh at everything, and I'm the first guy to go in and kill everybody in a video game. This shit was fucked up. The shit she was looking at was stuff that full-grown adults in in relationships that involve S&M and like, dude, it was some shit I've never even seen, and I'm talking like defecating, like it was dude, bad shit.
Wow.
And trying to explain that to your 7-year-old daughter, what she's looking at after she's seen it, so she's not traumatized for life. Granted, it was in a cartoon form, so it didn't have that much impact, but still to this day, like, you know, the other day we were talking about it. My daughter has the same sense of humor I do. And she literally she's like, don't worry, I'm not going on Pornhub. And I'm like, oh my God. But you know, it's like those type of things though. It's like, you know, it leads to a funny story, but also like no parent should ever have to go through that. So like that, sorry I went down that deep rabbit hole, but it is important for parents out there. If you have children, don't let them play that fucking game. Minecraft is what it is. Like you can build, and you know, if somebody makes a big penis out of Roblox or Minecraft blocks, you know, you can't really stop that because you can build anything in
like
it.
4th grade color.
But it's like, he drew pee, like, you know, whatever. Yeah. But like when it comes to this stuff, it was graphic, violent, and just not okay. That's I will personally stand behind this as a wave as a parent, and you know, whoever's watching this, whether you're a parent or not, don't play that fucking game. Fuck that game.
Yeah. I play better games to play anyway, so I don't
I'll play Ninja Turtles. Like, have fun. Go. Play Tetris. Play something that's going to stimulate your brain.
I was a Power Ranger, and we did cool little front flips on a 2D screen.
Yeah, and I broke my arm on a ramp trying to jump it being a Dragon Zord. Yeah.
Well, Jesus.
One more thing though that we need to talk about. So that is very important. The fact, because you know, we were talking about Blizzard, and we were talking about the fact that they talked about Diablo and Overwatch. The crazy thing about that is really mind-blowing to me is that we got a release date for Overwatch on October 4th this year.
That's soon.
Yeah, that's like right around the corner. So we got
means
that.
They're already beta testing.
Yeah, so it's already beta. There's people already played it in April and May. They already got the beta test out for that. But I played it back at BlizzCon in 2018, and it looked amazing then for the story and the campaign stuff. And that's when we first got to see it. That's when I first got to play Diablo 4. And then Diablo 4, they announced the final class, the Necromancer, and full customization, world bosses, like all this stuff that like really is going to ramp up, I think, Diablo as a whole, and they're going to continue that game for many years to come. And the fact that it's crossplay for all systems, even more amazing. But there was one other game too, one that we didn't talk, Naraka Blade Point, that they added that to Xbox next week. Not like in the future, like, and that game looked really cool. I never played it on PC. A lot of people said they really liked it. It was a Melee BR, and it has Bruce Lee in it, which is kind of ironic that we talked about him numerous times today. But Bruce Lee is in it as a fighting character, but it's a Melee BR, and that comes out on June 22nd for free. You can buy the add-ons and all that stuff, but for free with all the characters that everybody on PC had to pay for. So people on PC are upset, but everybody on Xbox is happy. And with all the Riot games, that was a big stink fest for a lot of people, because every single Riot game that is coming to Xbox, PC, and to cloud, every single character is free. And all the people on PC had to pay for all those add-on characters. So a lot of people are upset about that, especially with Valorant, because so many people got all the characters in Valorant. But I will tell you, I'm excited for the first time, because I've never played Valorant, but everybody plays it on PC all the time. I'm actually kind of excited to play it, because
I'm gonna finally have good aim assist.
I'm gonna
finally be able to hit targets.
I mean, it's gonna be nice to be able to play, and from what I read online, it's gonna be crossplay too, which would be cool.
Nice.
So people on PC and Xbox can play. So that was the last bit of information. Aim assist.
Can't wait to see all the fighting. It's gonna be like between the aim assist and the mouse keyboard.
PC, a bunch of hackers. Xbox, they're hacking. It's good. Well, let the console wars continue, man. They're always gonna be that way.
Nick Merckx plays Valorant now.
Well, I'm on none of those. I'm on cloud.
Right. As long as you're not trying to be on Stadia.
I'm running at 480p. Fuck you.
Right, there you go.
I'm running that 4G.
480p, 15 frames per second. Let's go.
Oh, I was going back to the orgy thing again, but whatever. That works.
Yeah. Oh. All right, so we only covered a few of the 30 plus games that were mentioned over there. If you'd like to know more, check out the link down below. You can rewatch that over on the Xbox channel on Twitch, or you can check out many different articles. We'll link a couple in there for you. Storm, thanks so much for coming by and hanging out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So where can people find you?
Twitch is where I am most of the time. Once I get my YouTube and everything else up, but just Twitch, twitch.tv/Stormbreaker. Just my name, Stormbreaker. In there, that's where I'm at. Pretty much every day right now. I'm getting a schedule in works, and I'll put it out pretty shortly.
There you go. And you can check out his social links. We'll put all that down here below it. Final thoughts, people.
Yes, games, lots of them coming out. I'm excited. Yes, all the above. Yeah.
And Call of Duty Zombies sucks.
Yeah, fuck that game and Roblox. Yeah. They can both suck a big old dingus.
And Roblox.
Fuck those games.
Oh my God. All right. On behalf of everybody here, part of the distraction, you can always find us on Spotify, YouTube, and your local podcast repository. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Pardon the D.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.